What just happened in Dallas? The NFL world is in absolute shock as breaking news hits the league like a thunderstorm. Micah Parsons, the heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys defense, could be on his way out. That's right, reports are surfacing that the Cowboys' superstar linebacker may be exiting, and it's sending shockwaves throughout the entire football world. To make matters even crazier, Jerry Jones himself has spoken on the situation, confirming something that fans weren't expecting at all. We're breaking down all the details, the inside scoop, and what this means for the future of America's team. Stay locked in because you do not want to miss this. Now, let's take a step back and really digest what's happening here. If you're a Cowboys fan, you already know how important Micah Parsons is to this team. We're talking about a generational talent, a defensive game changer, a guy who can turn the tide of a game in an instant with his explosive speed, relentless pass rush, and instinctive playmaking. Since he entered the league, Parsons has been nothing short of a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, and his presence alone elevates the Dallas defense to a whole new level. Losing him? That's not just a loss, that's a seismic shift in the entire structure of the franchise. But why is this even happening? How did we get to a point where Micah Parsons, a player that Cowboys fans have embraced as a future Hall of Famer, is suddenly being mentioned in talks of an exit? Well, let's break it down. Reports suggest that contract negotiations and long-term financial decisions are at the heart of this situation. We all know Jerry Jones is no stranger to making bold moves when it comes to money and roster management, and right now, sources indicate that the Cowboys front office is weighing their options regarding Parsons' massive upcoming contract. Let's be real, Micah Parsons is going to command a record-breaking deal. He's already proven himself to be one of the most dominant defenders in the NFL, and when his time comes to secure the bag, he's not going to settle for anything less than what he deserves. The problem? The Cowboys have a lot of money tied up in key positions already, with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and others looking for extensions as well. It's a complicated situation, and Jones knows that every decision he makes here could impact the Cowboys' Super Bowl window. So what did Jerry Jones actually say? Well, in a recent interview, Jones was asked about Parsons' future, and his response left a lot of people stunned. Instead of giving a straight answer and fully committing to keeping Parsons in Dallas, Jones gave a vague and calculated response, hinting that though decisions are on the horizon, he acknowledged Parsons' talent, calling him one of the best players we've ever had, but then pivoted to discussing how the team must always be thinking about the bigger picture. And if you followed the Cowboys long enough, you know that whenever Jerry Jones starts talking like this, something major is about to go down. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for the Cowboys moving forward. If Dallas were to actually let go of Micah Parsons, whether through a trade or a contract dispute leading to a departure, this would be one of the most controversial moves in franchise history. We're talking about a player who changes the way offenses game plan against Dallas. Opponents fear him, they adjust their blocking schemes for him, and without him, this defense loses its most dangerous weapon. And let's not forget the fan reaction. Cowboys Nation is already in an uproar over just the possibility of Parsons leaving. Social media is blowing up. Fans are calling for Jerry Jones to pay whatever it takes to keep Parsons in Dallas, and analysts across the sports world are debating whether or not this would be a catastrophic mistake. Some are even comparing it to past Cowboys blunders, like when they let DeMarcus Ware walk, or when they hesitated to pay key players who later flourished elsewhere. But here's another twist: if Parsons were to leave, where would he go? Teams across the league are already circling like sharks, waiting for any sign that Parsons could become available. You better believe that franchises like the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and even the Kansas City Chiefs would be first in line to make a move. Imagine Parsons lining up alongside a defense, like the 49ers, or playing under a defensive mastermind like Andy Reid in Kansas City. The thought alone is terrifying for Cowboys fans. And speaking of potential trades, let's talk about the return. If Dallas were to trade Parsons, they'd undoubtedly receive a massive haul in return. We're talking about multiple first-round picks, elite players, and potentially even more assets. But here's the problem. Can you really replace a player like Parsons? Draft picks are great, but there's no guarantee that any of them will turn into a game wrecker like him. That's what makes this situation so difficult. So, what happens next? All eyes are now on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office. Will they do everything in their power to keep Parsons and lock him down with a long-term deal? Or will they make the shocking decision to move on, betting that they can rebuild and stay competitive without him? One thing is for certain, this is a story that is far from over, and Cowboys fans better buckle up because things are about to get even crazier. And let's not forget, the Cowboys are a team that thrives on drama. Every offseason, there's a major storyline that shakes up the franchise, and this could be the biggest one yet. But for now, all we can do is wait and see what happens next. Will Parsons stay? Will Jerry Jones pull off another shocking move? Will the Cowboys find themselves regretting a decision that could change the course of their franchise forever? One thing is clear. This situation isn't just about one player. It's about the future of the Dallas Cowboys. It's about their identity, their championship window, and their ability to remain a powerhouse in the NFL. The decision they make here will have long-lasting consequences, and fans are watching closely, hoping that their beloved team makes the right move. If Wood is indeed on the move, the Lakers will likely target players who can provide immediate impact in those areas. One of the key reasons behind Wood's potential departure is his fit within the Lakers' rotation. Head coach Darvin Ham has struggled to find consistent minutes for him, often opting for a smaller lineup or prioritizing defensive-minded players like Jard Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura. Wood's defensive limitations have been a concern, and while his offensive talent is undeniable, the Lakers' coaching staff appears to be prioritizing a different style of play. This has led to frustration on both sides, making a trade seem like an increasingly likely outcome. Cowboys Nation, let us know what you think. Should Dallas do whatever it takes to keep Parsons? Or is there a scenario where moving on from him makes sense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you want Parsons to stay, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Cowboys news and updates. This is a developing story, and we'll be here every step of the way to break it all down. Stay tuned, because the next few weeks could be some of the most important in Dallas Cowboys history.